What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hot Radio shouting. Hey, man, I got a friend and family member to the show, a cultural critic, a rap phenomenon as well. He ain't no joke. I'm talking about that guy, Choke No Joke. What's good with it, fool?
What's happening?
Oh, so you gonna bite the swag. You gonna here bite the swag, Choke.
What's happening?
Okay, now, so, I mean, Choke, talk to me, man. I mean, first of all, I've been seeing you all over the internet. You know, the channel's going well. You know, I'm glad to see you doing your numbers over there, but 50 Cent, you know, him and his son Marquise had some issues, and it seemed to be stemming from an interview that you had with Marquise talking about child support and things of that nature. Do you care to delve into how that interview came about and then just the reception of it moving forward?
Well, it's interesting you brought that up because 50 just finally responded to that interview today.
What?
On the Breakfast Club, yeah. He went through the, you know, his whole thing, but, you know, they could see that over there. But how it came about was I've been wanting to, I have an estranged relationship with my children. You know what I'm saying? To me, personally, I feel it comes from breaking up with the mothers. You know what I'm saying? And then them having more say-so in the raising of the child than the father because they're the custodial parent.
Yeah.
So, to make a long story short, like without getting all into my situation and stick to this 50 Cent Marquise situation, I always looked at 50 as myself. So a lot of people may have judged 50 on the way he handled the situation with his kid's mother, and may have judged him not knowing the history of a relationship that goes sour with a woman and then how the child becomes a pawn in this situation. You know what I'm saying? And so I always looked at 50 because I came up with 50. You know what I'm saying? Before 50 was on, I was around, you know, you see me interview him in the tunnel.
Yeah.
You know, before, you know, Get Rich or Die Trying. You know, you see me film him at the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? When he was with Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying? So I've watched him elevate through trying to get on, to getting on, to become this big superstar. But throughout that process, I've seen him raise his son. You know what I'm saying? Not at home, but publicly through me being at, you know, the G-Unit office or magazines or video shoots, or he having his son in his videos or whatever through traveling. I've seen him be in love with his son as I was with my children.
Yeah.
Then I seen when the relationship went sour with him and his daughter's mother, his son's mother. Yeah. And how that relationship affected his relationship with his son. So I'm 50's like my mirror. You know what I'm saying? When he was going through the child support thing, I was going through the child support thing. But it wasn't to the magnitude of his dollar amount. But it still
felt the same.
It is the same.
Yeah.
Just because he might have millions, but the percentage and the stuff that the people are asking for money is not really fair in the amount that they asking. And in some cases, it may be fair, but we can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a very excruciating, painful, dark time with child support. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the things I went through, I wouldn't even talk about on camera.
Oh my God.
Because I would have to check and make sure that the statute of limitations is good for me to say it. You know what I'm saying? Without, you know, I'll tell you off camera to tell you how much that child support system separates you. And for me, it wasn't, you know, really about the money.
Yeah.
It was more about my child mother creating a wedge between us. You know, separating us. You know what I'm saying? The child support was one thing. It was like at one point when I was working at BET, and like Penny McDonald, she was my boss at the time, or supervising producer.
Yeah.
Stephen Hill was over her. But she can contest how many times I had to go to court, child support cases, because I had dual cases, 2 kids, right? So if this was any other job or any other woman that didn't understand my struggle, I would have got fired. I would have lost a job because I had to go to court so much.
Yeah.
And then this is when me producing Rap City. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming in late, you know what I'm saying, just because I got to go to court first. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you know, it's just a contrast between me and 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, he's just on a higher level with it because of the dollar amount.
Yeah.
You know, but just like him, this woman was with me before I was successful, but I was successful in the street. So when I look at it in hindsight,
Yeah.
you rock with me because I had money. You know what I'm saying? It was, I'm not gonna say she didn't love me, but she got the leathers, she got the bamboo earrings, she got the sneakers, she got, you know what I'm saying? Like, she got the lifestyle of a hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So throughout the whole time when I was in the streets, I never went to child support court. But as soon as I got in the industry and then I got around the BETs and the Jay-Z's and the Rockefellers, then it's, girl, you know you can get more money if you take him to child support. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with 50, in contrast with 50. He's giving her $500,000 a year.
Ooh. Dang.
She said that's not enough. So 50 went and took himself to child support court and said, hey, judge, how much do I got to give her? He said $6,700.
Damn.
He was giving her $500,000 a year on GP, no court order. Yo, you was with me through the struggle. You got my son. I'm on. I got you. So if he was giving her $500,000 a year, and she wanted more, and he go to the court and said, Judge, what do I got to give her? The judge could have said $2 million a year. 50 would have paid it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But he said $6,700 a month, right? So my question to you and this brother in the room and all the fellas out there watching, if you was giving your mother, your baby mother, $500,000 a year on GP, that means general purposes, just off record, off nobody say, from your heart, this is the money that I'm making now. I'm giving you $500,000 a year. And she tell you that's not enough. So you go to the judge, you let the court system handle it. And they say $6,700. So if they say $6,700 a month, which is still 80 grand a year, but I was giving you 500 grand a year, right?
Yeah.
If 500 grand a year was not enough, if $6,700 isn't enough, and 500 grand a year ain't enough, how much is enough for one child? Now, I'm not saying my kids' mothers was getting that kind of money. They was getting nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if they was getting that type of money, we probably would have a relationship right now.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Choke. With your kids and being in that situation, what is your relationship with them now? And how did that impact you, man?
As I was riding down here, like, I'm writing this song called I Love My Child. Right? And the last 4 bars walking in this building that I got in my head is, we went half on the baby, but you played me, kidnapped our children, and made them hate me.
Oh.
That's how I feel about it. Right now, there's no relationship. I'm like, once again, in contrast with 50, this is why I relate to him.
Yeah. There's
no relationship. Part of it, I know what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? We had an engagement. They attacked me on social media. You know I'm a beast with the words.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, I was so hurt that they attacked me on social media that I replied back. And I cut deep. And, you know, this is a long time ago, not that long ago, but long enough where I wasn't as mature as I am now. You know what I'm saying? So after that, you know, that kind of broke the relationship. But prior to that, it was so much poison going on that I didn't know about. And the last thing I can remember was Charlie Baltimore's daughter, India, was having a birthday party. And I went out of town because backstory, going through the child support thing, like I said, it wasn't about paying. I don't care about the money. It was about me having a relationship with my children. You know what I'm saying? I am not these other niggas in the streets that don't want a relationship with their kids. I'm not them niggas.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The grandmothers, the uncles, they know I fight to be in a relationship. I'm just to the point, in contrast with 50 Cent, now you become numb and you learn to just fall back because you keep trying to make the relationship happen. You keep kind of pushing them away because for me, all I'm doing is telling the truth. But the truth to them is you talking bad about my mother. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what was said on the other side because, like I said, the last time I remember, the thing that broke my heart, where one of my kids was, Charlie Baltimore's daughter was having a birthday party. I asked my child, do they want to go? They wanted to go. Now my child lives out of town, right? The child support thing is, like I said, it wasn't about the money. When she was not letting me see my child, I went and filed for visitation. I'm not these other niggas.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me I'm not going to see my kid. And so I go file for visitation. My dumb ass, walking out the courthouse, walks right into her best friend. Yeah, your friend won't let me see my child. Your friend won't let me see my child. It's all right, I filed for visitation. She moved to Chicago that same week.
What?
But me not knowing now, I supposed to went back to the court and told them that. She gone, moved to Chicago. From Chicago, moved to another state. My daughter never been in New York City since that time.
Oh my
to this
God.
day, right? Now, she don't know that.
Yeah.
Because she's young. But if I say that, then what? I'm the bad guy. I'm talking about your mama. You know what I'm saying? But please let me finish my thought. So for years, it's been tears, crying, relationships with women. My girl be in the living room watching a movie. I'm acting like I'm in the bathroom taking a dump. I'm in there crying because I'm missing my daughter. I'm so goddamn angry. This woman would not let me see my child. You know what I'm saying? So how do it affect you was part of your question. It bugs you out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so headstrong, I'm not gonna let it make me do nothing that's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
Or the child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can hate her.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do nothing to her because it's gonna hurt her and it's gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you see 50 lashing out and, saying the calling the baby mothers the B word and that stuff. That is that pain that the niggas out here that don't care about their kids, they don't understand what it is to have your child ripped from you. It's like the baby mother that gave birth, that umbilical cord, when they cut it, that's like somebody running in the room before they cut it and just rip it from her and run out the door, and she don't even get to hold the baby. She ain't get to clean the baby. She ain't get to kiss the baby. That's the pain we go through when we can't pick up the phone and call our kid. You know what I'm saying? Or we pick up the phone and say, yo, I want to come pick up the kid. I don't feel good today. I don't feel like getting out there. I don't feel like meeting you. What? Oh, you ain't got no, when the last time you gave me money? How you come to get the kid? You ain't got no money. Because it don't cost nothing to walk him in the park.
Yeah.
I could go push him on the swing. I ain't got no money, but I could go get a slice and a soda for them.
Yeah.
But what do me not having money got to do with me spending quality time with them? Then you go through the process of BT. I was working, my check was $2,000 a week, right? Mm-hmm. But when, after 2 child support cases and taxes and everything, my check is $200. So I got to save 5 checks to pay my rent every month. By the time I'm to the 5th check, my lights turned off, my phone is cut off. I'm borrowing some money from somebody to pay. I'm borrowing from Peter to pay Paul to get back. You know what I'm saying? So for years, I'm running around and everybody's like, yo, you this big producer, this, but I'm broke.
My God.
My baby mama and my daughter got a car and I don't. I can't even drive because they done took my license and my passport because I'm backed up in child support payments. To end this story, when my children became emancipated in 21, I go to court for termination. Let's get this over with, right? Mm-hmm. The judge tells me, all right, you worked at BET this year. This is when I went back to BET, was working in creative services. You worked at BET this year. We don't feel like you gave us enough money for child support. We need $5,000 right now or 6 months in jail. I said, well, how much time do I got to give you the $5,000? Right now. I said, right now? Right now. I said, I can't even go to the bank right now. $5,000 right now, or you go to jail. I don't have, clink, clink, clink. I'm right to the tombs. Now I'm in there for weeks. When people help me get out, I get out, whatever. But $5,000, that goes straight to them, right?
Yeah.
Or I got to sit in there for 6 months. At first, I'm like, 6 months? I could do that on my head.
Yeah.
I look up, I'm running the house, I'm house gang, and I'm working in the kitchen. I'm like, nigga, what the hell am I doing? I done got institutionalized in 3 weeks. Man, let me get out of here. I can make $5,000 in a month.
Yes.
And got out, right?
Yeah.
And part of the reason I got out because my daughter was graduating from college.
Yeah.
The next day, I walked out to jail New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve, like 11, 12. I got out New Year's Eve. I'm fresh out of jail. I'm on the train going uptown. Niggas is drunk, partying. Everybody, the ball dropped and everything. The ball done dropped, and I'm just like, I got to get to this graduation.
Yeah.
Go rent a car, boom, 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 boom. Get down, 6-hour drive to the graduation. I filmed the whole thing. I got the whole thing on camera. At the end of it, I'm looking for my seed. Where they at? Where they at? Run into them. They see me and run to the police. I just got out of jail. Run to the police and act like they scared of me. I don't know what the hell your mother is telling you, because you wasn't scared of me when I was coming to college and taking you to get your nails done. And doing the girly stuff, manis, the petties, come stay with me at the hotel, go shopping, this, that, and the other. Now I pull up. Your graduation, all the money for child support, it goes to whatever she used it for. Your schooling is part of it. I don't care if I ain't paid every goddamn tuition, baby. Part of my child support goes to whatever she used it for. Your education is part of it, right? Yeah. I done came to your school, this, that, and the other, to see you. I show up to your graduation, you run to the police? Like you scared of your father?
God damn.
And I'm like,
this shit would make a real nigga's eye water choke.
Yo, bro.
God damn.
Like, yo, I'm sitting there looking at her cap and gown. Proud as
can be.
Proud as proud. It ain't no level of proud
exactly.
I could be, right? I done watched the whole ceremony and said, she's running the police. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? What you mean, what am I doing here? And I just got out of jail. What do you mean? You should be happy to see me. Like, you should be happy that I drove this far. Like, you shouldn't be happy because I'm obligated to do this. What the hell I'm supposed to be doing. But you should be happy knowing that I just got out of jail for child support. Not for killing a nigga, not for selling drugs, for working a legitimate job, and my checks is getting garnished so much that I ran behind on payments that they locked me up for you. And you ask me, what am I doing here? Then I ask her, yo, let's just take a picture. No, I'll send you one. You not gonna take a picture with me after I done drove all the way down at your graduation? You not gonna take a picture with me? The cops is looking like confused. Two men, they kind of feeling bad for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they white, so you know I'm really pissed because I'm scared of them. I just came out of jail. I'm not gonna do nothing to get locked up in a Commonwealth state on top of that.
Exactly.
Right? I'm like, yo, let me take a picture of you for my mother. She getting all up to next to the couch. I'll send her one. I'll send her one. I cannot take a picture of you right here. I'm not gonna even take it with you to send to my mother. I'll send her. I walk outside. I call my mother. I'm in tears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell my mother what happened. My mother said, if you don't get your ass on the highway and come back right now, because I'm looking for her mother now. While I'm on my mother, on the phone with my mother, I'm walking through the crowd, and you know how graduation is.
Yeah.
There's a gazillion people
a lot
out
of
there.
folks out there.
You know what I'm saying? But ironically, you see how God worked. I was able to run into my child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Through all these people, this is how God worked. Wanted me to have that moment.
Yeah.
Right? My mother's like, yo, please, go get on the highway. Do not go looking for that woman.
Yeah.
You just got out of jail, please. And just go right back to the highway. Jump back on the highway. Drive back to New York. I probably cried. I don't even think I ate nothing the whole drive. I cried the whole thing, because I could not understand what was told that would make my seed fear me when they had no fear of me and was spending time with me and everything. Like, yo. So, getting back to the Charlie Baltimore situation with my other seed, they was excited to go to India's party, right? I drive down there. I'm sitting there in front of the house. calling them. Seeing them looking out the window. I'm sitting there. They got me sitting there. They not calling. I'm calling the mother. Yo, what's up? Why they not coming outside? What's going on? I don't know. I'm calling them. Texting them, what you doing? Wait, yo, we gonna miss the party. What's going on? Call the uncle. Cause they in the uncle house. Artie, I don't know. And after that, then I ain't gonna say I gave up, but it was no more forcing.
No fighting.
It wasn't, I'm not your father no more.
Yeah.
You don't do what I say. You disrespect me now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I come drive hours to come pick you up to go to, and you don't got the decency to come out and say, hey, Dad, I don't feel like going because whatever. You just, nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I seen that child years later. You know, we meet up out of town, have a conversation, kind of break the ice, boom. Where we fall out again. Now, her mother married another guy, right? Well, married the guy, because I ain't gonna say another guy, right? And this guy had I'm gonna say he was my child's stepfather, because he got in a relationship with her, and then eventually he married her, right? And he was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could say he was a stepfather. You know what I'm saying? They lived under the same roof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that my daughter loved him. You know what I'm saying? So, and me and him became friends, right? Prior to me and him becoming friends, right? My daughter, mother, had stopped me from, when the relationship was over, stopped me from picking up her from school. I used to pick her up from school. That was my thing. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? But fellas, make sure y'all sign the birth certificate. If you know the child is yours, do not let a woman convince you to not sign the birth certificate. Because when you come to schools and things like that, you want to be able to have your name on paperwork so you can walk up in school, not for them to be able to say, oh, don't let this man come pick up the kid whenever they get mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all do that, fellas. Right? I found myself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? She stopped me from picking up from school. Now, this is my thing. But the thing is, when you're not with me no more, I use the kid to hurt you, right? I used to still go and sit outside and watch my kid come out and watch him pick her up. How is another man picking up my child when I am able to do it?
Yeah.
When I'm capable of doing it?
Yeah.
Why? Like, you can't even pick the child up, but you won't let me pick the child up. You get your man to pick the child up when I'm capable of doing it. So at a point in my head, I was blaming him, right? And then probably after a few days, I'm like, you know what? This ain't his fault. He don't. I can tell. This is a responsibility that he don't want. Right? Fast forward. I don't take nothing against from him because he was there. He did what the man did, and then he eventually married the woman and then had a kid with her.
Yeah.
Right? Now this is where the last time me and my child fell out and haven't talked. I ran into dude a few times, right? And we, like I said, we became cool, cordial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? he saw all the stuff that I went through. He saw the wedge. He saw how I wasn't being able to pick up my kid. He went through it with me, but he was on the other side.
Yeah.
Right? When they got divorced,
It happened again.
now this is where me and my child fell out. And they don't understand. I hope that they grow to understand, but they probably would never understand because they're not a man and don't know what it feels like to have their child ripped away from them, right? Most women don't go through that because they are the ones that do it, right? So this is where we fell out. I ran into her ex-husband, right? And like I said, he has a child with her. So this is my child's sibling, right? So, and of course, even though they don't have the same father, they grew up under the same roof and they close.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having a conversation with him, he told me that he was having issues seeing his child with just I'm coming to pick them up and going through the and you know what I'm saying? Like he don't have the same free range that you have right now with your children because you live with your wife.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if you and your wife separate, I know you can't even fathom that you ain't gonna be able to see your babies whenever you want to see your babies. But nigga, believe me, you lose that right.
My God.
You gonna have to go to court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If she decides, your wife say you can't see them, you are not going to be able to walk in that door and get them and walk out of there without getting arrested. Right? So sticking back to dude, right? He confided to me that, yo, I'm not gonna be choked. You're not gonna do that to me. I seen what you did there with me, right? So he stopped going to see his son. Right? Now this is the thing that me and my child had a conversation about, because the grandmother had a conversation with me about the child was playing with some other children. Not my child, his child, right? Young. And one of the children asked him, one of the children asked his son, man, what's your daddy name? And on my hand of God, from what the grandmother told me, the son couldn't remember his father's name. That broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? I thank God that my situation ain't get to the point where, you know, my child don't know me, you know, my siblings, they grandparents, even they siblings. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I had a child out of my relationship, I was only a kid. I was young. I was a teenager, right? And I cheated on my girl, but I owned it. I told her that I cheated, that I got this other girl pregnant. I kept it, and I made sure that my children knew each other when they was babies, and I fought for them to have a relationship, even though these women didn't want it, right? But they got a relationship today and don't fuck with me. I hope I get props for that because they parents didn't do that.
Yeah.
I did that. I fought for that. My kids is going to know each other. I fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't married. You know, I was a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I owned it. I told you as my girl, I got this other girl pregnant because I'm hustling. I'm going state to state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one mess around and bang them both on the re-up and going back. You know what I'm saying? And they got the babies and came out 3 days apart.
My God.
Same year. Yeah. So that is part of the hate towards me.
Yeah.
Nigga, you got 2 babies at the same time. I understand, but once again, I was young. They were young.
Yeah.
They were maybe, I can even forgive them today and say maybe they were immature and in their feelings, the way they poisoned the children to where they don't speak to me today, right? So bringing it back to close it out, because I done been talking, you ain't get to ask me nothing, right? This is therapy for me. You the homie, so
I'm here for
I'm comfortable,
Yeah.
right? So talking to dude, he told me, yo, I wasn't going to be you. So he wasn't going for the fight
Yeah.
of
He just
seeing
didn't have
his
time
child,
for it,
right?
yeah.
He didn't even I'm not even doing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So his child lost out on a relationship with the father due to the friction between the mother and the father, and the mother playing power over the child.
Yeah.
The difference was he wasn't me. I kept fighting. Might have got a thriller out of that. He probably watched me fighting and probably seen the other side of it to say, oh, you ain't gonna do that to me, right? So this is where me and my child fell out. We was having that conversation about they sibling not having a relationship with the father. And I said, I understand where he's coming from. As a woman, she could not understand it. What do you mean you understand where he's coming from? You don't abandon your child? You sound weird right now. Right then, that day, I knew it. That I lost.
And how old are these kids now?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they grown.
They grown. So that's kind of what I want to hit on too. I mean,
And the only reason I want to say, because motherfuckers is just...
they're sick in the head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
I totally understand.
Okay. And I want them to keep their privacy.
Yeah, keep their
You know
privacy.
what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling this to talk bad about nobody, because like I don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
Because you ain't fucking with me anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm not here. I've matured.
But that's what
so
I'm saying.
not
As
here to
adults
drag
now,
nobody. I'm just here to share the experience. So those that was young, that was me,
Yeah.
angry and mad, and then this is what you're gonna go through. Hold yourself, because my man killed himself.
Damn.
My man killed himself because here I am locked up in child support for child support. I'm his crutch. He's my crutch.
Yeah.
Now I'm in jail. I can't get to him. Right?
Yeah.
They put him in the same program they put me in. That ended me in jail, right? This dude was no punk. Kickbox champion, everything. Right?
Yeah.
His baby mother did the same thing mine did as far as fleeing the state, right? She went to Houston.
Yeah.
When they told him he was going to jail, he barricaded himself in his apartment and blew his fucking brains out.
Damn.
Because he said, I'm not seeing my daughter anyway. Now, these are conversations prior to him.
Yeah.
I never thought that he would kill himself.
Yeah.
I know that he was distraught.
Yeah.
Like he loved his daughter like I love my children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know there's not women. I know there's niggas out here that don't care. I know that there's niggas out here that don't care. That's not all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get out of jail, right? I'm calling him. Yo, he not answering. His phone just keep going to voicemail. I go to his apartment building. I'm calling my man. Yo, where he at? Where you heard from him? Yo, go check on him. You know, all right. He don't go check on him. I go check on him. I go walk in the building. I walk up to his door. He got the tape, the crime scene tape all on his door. I'm knocking here. I just started knocking on people's doors. Nobody's answering. I go downstairs under him. Somebody come out. Like, yo, I don't want to say his name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, so-and-so in apartment so-and-so. What happened up there? Yo, he committed suicide.
Damn.
Cause he was they told him he was getting ready to go to jail too.
Yeah.
Right? And they put us in this program, I think it's called like the STEP program or something like that, where you gotta go sit there from 9 to 5 and look for jobs every day.
Yeah.
Until you find a job. So they want to make sure you're looking for employment. So you got to sit in this building on the computer making resumes and all this stuff until you find a job. And if you don't find a job by X amount of time, you got to go to jail for 6 months or pay whatever amount. It was dudes in there that had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. I seen dudes pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get out.
My God.
Yo, to end the thing with, you know, my seed is me telling them that I understood dude not putting up a fight to fight for something that was his. Cost me my relationship or the olive branch that was building.
Yeah.
Me being honest, saying that I understand him.
Yeah.
Because fighting to see your child, that's yours, is like being in jail and I'm telling you when you can take a shower, when you can eat, when you can shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like when a woman, because I might love my baby mother because she produced my child, but I could fall out of love with her. I'm never falling out of love with my child.
Yeah.
And that's what the women know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you go because I had invented, and that was about an hour. But I needed that therapy.
Nah,
so
I ain't mad at you.
That's why. That's how the whole Marquise situation came about.
Yeah.
To tie it all in. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I went to Marquise as a young man that I seen go from a young boy to a teenager, and then from the teenager, like with my child, his relationship became estranged. So I watched him, and for years I said, "Yo, I'm gonna talk to that kid, and I'm gonna ask him, how do I make it better with my child? If I was 50, and you wanted to make it better with me, tell me what I got to do as 50 to have a relationship with you, Marquise." That's how that whole thing came about, and instead of him being sincere like he was when he got on TMZ in front of the white man, he was arrogant towards me. He treated me like an old nigga. You know what I'm saying? And was disrespecting his father in the same conversation. You don't disrespect your elders, and you damn sure don't disrespect your father. Honor thy mother, honor thy father. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now, since that conversation, Marquise is starting to be aware of parent manipulation. He's starting to see, because everybody's telling him, you think $6,700, 80 grand ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, damn, $500,000 ain't nothing either. So now he's like, oh, he's 25, 26 now. He just had a birthday. Happy birthday to you, brother.
Yeah.
Right? He's 26 now. So now all the stuff that he's been told over the years is playing back in his head. Right? And now he's like, oh, Now he's open to have a conversation with his father, right? But now 50's like, fuck you, nigga. He's like, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 50 has came to the point, because he didn't say fuck you, nigga, but he said fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you watch, when you watch the Breakfast Club interview, because they asked him, they said, yo, is there any way for y'all to have a relationship now? Do it make sense? He's like, no. I can't think of what he said verbatim, but to him, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
It's just about money.
And we gonna stop that right there.